With the Nintendo Switch 2 coming around the corner, are we ready to say goodbye to the original Switch era? As a final farewell to the last 8 years that defined the gaming industry, this is the Nintendo Switch Memoriam. And because you guys already know I hate to give you just ordinary content here on this channel, I'll actually be singing and composing my own cover of Beneath the Mask from Persona 5 at the end of the video, so stick around to witness that. I also want to say thank you very much to the algorithm for the video idea and the help along the way. There were many other people who came along and gave me ideas. Thank you very much. Now let's jump in. Now, while I'm going to be saying this for a couple of the different games on this list, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has got to be one of the more defining games of the Nintendo Switch, or that era. It was released on March 13th, 2017 as an initial launch title for the Nintendo Switch, so automatically this game was going to be pretty big in setting the standard for what was to come in the, little did we know back then, 8 years of the Nintendo Switch era. As of December 31st, 2024, the game has gone on to sell over 34.32 million copies. Now that is pretty stinking amazing. Now, just to be absolutely clear, this is the 19th installment in the Legends of Zelda series, so hey, it's an open world action adventure game where players control Link, of course, who awakens from a slumber to defeat Calamity Ganon, and save Hyrule. Now, as you most likely know, the game emphasizes and puts a huge amount of effort into making it an immersive and open world exploration game, allowing you to tackle different challenges and obstacles from different perspectives. Now, that is a fantastic game. Now, as I mentioned a second ago, this was a game that launched with the Nintendo Switch as it came out, so The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was huge in showing off the Switch's capabilities and setting high standards for future titles. And of course, it helped the Switch do well in the early days. So hey. Super Mario Odyssey. Oh man, I love this game. Okay, so it was released on October 27th, 2017, so a couple months after the Nintendo Switch actually came out, and by December 31st, 2024, it reached over 29.04 million units sold. That's amazing. Just to be absolutely clear, this is the 16th installment in the main Super Mario series, but oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm sure you already know what the game's about. It's a 3D platformer where Mario, you're playing as Mario, you travel across different kingdoms, you rescue Princess Peach from Bowser. Man, it's been so long since I've said his name, holy crap. This is also the game where they first introduced Cappy, a sentient hat that allows Mario to capture and control different enemies and stuff like that. So, pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Now, Super Mario Odyssey is also pretty big because it was the first Mario game made for the Switch. This was a huge move, guys. It revived interest in the 3D platformer genre, and of course, because again, this game came out a couple months after the Switch, it basically said to the entire world, look, we plan on doing some pretty big things on this Nintendo Switch thing that just came out. Next up on the list is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Yes, okay, so released on March 20th, 2020, so a couple years after the Switch has been out. By December 31st, 2024, again, it sold over 47.44 million units. Now that's pretty stinking big. Of course, this is the 5th installment in the main Animal Crossing series. Now, this may be my own opinion, but I feel like this is the game that in the series brought this franchise to light in a big way, if that makes sense. It brought it to the main, gaming audience, to the front page of the magazine or something, you know what I mean? It's a life simulation game where you develop and customize a deserted island into a community of, talking animals with different personalities. The game is operated in real time with various activities like fishing, bug catching, and decorating. Now, part of the situation that brought this game to the front page of the magazine and really revitalized the series was the fact that it was released during COVID-19. Everyone was indoors, everyone was looking for something to play and, something to do online, so it became a phenomenon. I mean, people were going crazy about this game. It provided a virtual escape and significantly boosting the Switch sales. Now, just to point out, I am sorry, Elden Ring fans, but as of the end of last year, 2024, this game has sold over twice the sales of Elden Ring. Alright, I know I covered that a second ago, but I just wanted to point that out because, guys, this is how big the Switch era was. Whether you're an Xbox person, whether you're a PlayStation person, I feel like the Switch has a place in our hearts. We may not play it every day, we may not enjoy every game, and we may not be a die-hard Switch fan, but, we pop in every once in a while to play Super Smash Bros. Or freaking Mario Kart or Zelda, one of those games. You know what I mean? It might just be me, but hey. Next up is Octopath Traveler. Now this is an interesting one, but I wanted to get some diversity, if this makes sense. Release date was July 13th, 2018, so almost an exact year after the Switch came out, but hey. Sales figures by March 2021, so a couple years after it was released, it sold over 2.5 million copies worldwide. Now, the cool thing about this game is that it didn't come from an already established, like from generations ago, series or franchise of video games. This is an original title. This is the first in its series. It has gone on to get a sequel a couple years later, but for right now, we're just talking about number one. It's a role-playing game featuring 8 protagonists, each with their own story and abilities. The game is known for its HD 2D art style, blending retro pixel art with modern effects. It's actually kind of cool, you might want to check it out. Now, this also may be just me, but I feel like this game has a very specific, like, color scheme, if that makes sense. If I see any of the gameplay, if I see any of the trailers, if I see the cover of the game anywhere, I instantly know what it is, if that makes sense. It's very unique in that sense. Now, I'm pretty sure you knew this was coming. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, released on December 7th, 2018. Sales figures by December 31st, 2024, so the end of last year, it has gone on to sell over 35.88 million units. It is the 5th installment in the Super Smash Bros. Series. Do I need to explain what this is? You know it. You know what this is. A crossover fighting game featuring characters from various Nintendo franchises and other game series, would you believe it? Players aim to knock opponents off the stage in various game modes. The impact that this had on the Switch era, come on, you already know. It became a cornerstone on the Switch's multiplayer offerings and staple in the esports community. This game is still huge. It is still huge. Smash Bros. Is successful for many different reasons, but one that I truly believe in is that it's built up a culture over time. People get excited for the culture of the Super Smash Bros. World growing. You know, when people get invited to Super Smash Bros., that's a huge deal, and that's not something that other games have. That's like a culture specific to Super Smash Bros. It's easy to dive into. Again, it was perfect for the Switch because you can just take this sucker anywhere, play as your characters, you can hunt down and beat new characters and unlock them, and the colors are cool. You have so many, you have freedom with this game, and it's just fantastic. Now, as a huge fan myself, Splatoon 2 had to be on this list. Released on July 21st, 2017, as of March 31st, to the end of last year, the end of 2021, holy crap. It has sold over 12.21 million copies sold, not bad by any means. It is the second installment in the Splatoon series. Duh. It's a third-person shooter where you, the player, can control Inklings or Octolings, creatures who can transform between humanoid and squid forms. Ooh. The primary mode involves teams covering arenas with their colored ink. While the Nintendo Switch was absolutely perfect for this game, and vice versa, this game was also perfect for the Switch. Did I say that twice? Or? No, I didn't. Okay, hold on. Go on. Oh my gosh, every video. All that aside though, it was also able to solidify the fact that the Nintendo Switch can have a lot of different options. There's a lot that's being brought to the table of the Nintendo Switch era. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. So while the game does seem very simple, and in a lot of terms it really is, I mean, it feels like it's that one game mode from Battle Block Theater, but an entire game based around it. It's still a fresh take on that, which makes it okay to be its entire own game for this one simple concept. So, well done. Thumbs up to this game. Now, I'm pretty sure you knew this one was coming as well. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Release date was April 28th, 2017. As of December 2024, last year, it is the best-selling Switch game with 67.35 million copies sold. Ooh! Just to give you guys a frame of reference, a couple of years ago, I think it was like 2 years ago, Elden Ring had sold 23 million copies. This game beats that by almost 3 times. Oh my gosh. I don't care if you're an Xbox person, I don't care if you're a PlayStation person or PC gamer or whatever. Guys, the Nintendo Switch era was special, and this is one of the biggest games that carried it. I mean, it's the biggest game that carried it, but still, this is a huge deal in carrying this game to greatness and defining the era of the Nintendo Switch. It's basically an enhanced version of the 8th installment in the Mario Kart series. It's a kart racing game. I mean, you know exactly what it is. You have a whole bunch of different maps revolving around different Nintendo-themed characters and yada yada yada. You have free reign over what kind of karts you want to drive and, you know, what's going on, the style, the color, all of it. You can even choose different colors and sometimes even different colors of characters. Did I say colors? First. Ew. You can choose different characters to drive and sometimes different colors of those characters. It's actually really cool. Now, all of this is under the umbrella that some of the features do actually have an effect on the game, at like the tires, you know, some are built for speed and then for drifting, and you get the point. So while there is customization, there is also customization not only of appearance, but also stats and how well your car does. It's a competitive game. Bring your family along, bring your neighbor's dog, kidnap the alien. I mean, bring everyone over here, play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, have fun, absolutely, and just get the ice cubes. Get the ice cubes every time one of those suckers, those AI, or one of my friends gets it before I do. I do not forget it. I do not forget it. But this game is absolutely amazing. It is the perfect competitive, but still fun and not too, it's not Overwatch competitive, crazy, but still competitive game. Absolutely amazing. Its success demonstrates the Switch's appeal for multiplayer games and helped drive the console sales. Yeah, no stinking kidding. Jumping from Mario, oh my gosh, another car. Wow. From the more upbeat Mario Kart games to Hades, we had to switch it up a little bit here. Release date was September 17th, 2020. Sales figures by January 21st, it had sold over 1 million copies across all platforms. So though this game didn't sell as many copies as the other entries in this video, it was important because it also demonstrated that the Switch can have fun, colorful games like Breath of the Wild, more exploration games like that as well. You know, racing games, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. It can have bright and colorful games like that, and even some not as colorful games like Octopath Traveler. Yikes, that took too long. No offense, Octopath Traveler. But it can also have more grounded and serious games. Hades is a more serious game. It's actually an original title, it's not part of an existing franchise, but because this game was so good for, you know, being an indie company, an indie group, and whatever, it actually got a sequel very recently, so, you know, congratulations and well done. It's an action roguelike game where the players control Zagreus. I think that's how you say his name. The son of Hades, as he attempts to escape the underworld. It's a whole bunch of different, I mean, you know the drill. I think it'd be, you know, closely compared to Dead Cells, which I say is one of the more perfect games ever created, if that makes sense. So it's Dead Cells, but top-down instead of, you know, side view, 2D, whatever. Impact on the Switch era, its success highlighted the Switch as a platform for indie games as well, showcasing the console's diverse library. This meant that other games like, I don't know, Hollow Knight, if you checked out my last video, and bro, I was gonna add it in this video, but I just talked about it, so you might as well just go watch an even better version about that one game specifically. So, but hey. Hades made it clear that the door to indie developers and game designers was open on the Nintendo Switch. That this was a place where you could really put your game out there and plug it into this audience. And go watch my video on Hollow Knight because you'll see just how well that worked out for them. And of course, to finish off the list before I do my karaoke and whatever, no, my full-on cover of the song, Persona 5. The original release date in Japan was September 15th, 2016, but then it only came to America, or North America, on April 4th, 2017, so not terribly long after. As is the case with many Persona games, there are a whole bunch of different versions of this game that are released on different platforms, so in total, combined sales of all versions of Persona 5 reached 7.2 million units by April 2023, and it's only gone up since. The Persona 5 series, including spin-offs, surpassed 10 million units sold by December 2023. Now, that's pretty good. Persona 5 is the 6th installment in the Persona series, which is a sub-series of the larger Megami Tensei franchise. Interesting. Persona 5 is a Japanese role-playing game, JRPG, that follows the protagonist, Joker, a high school student who transfers to a new school in Tokyo. He and his group of fellow students awaken supernatural abilities and powers, forming the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, to explore the metaverse, a realm born from humanity's subconscious desires. Their goal is to change the hearts of the corrupt individuals by stealing their malevolent intents, leading to personal reform in the real world. The game combines traditional turn-based combat with social simulation elements, allowing you to build relationships and manage daily activities. Ooh. The release of Persona 5 Royale on Nintendo Switch in October 2022 marked the series' debut on a Nintendo home console. Its arrival was highly anticipated, and the game received critical acclaim, becoming the second highest rated Switch game of 2022 and the 6th highest rated Switch title of all time. Wow, wait, try saying that like 5 times fast. My brain just melted. Okay. This release not only expanded the game's audience, but also reinforced the Switch's reputation as a platform for high-quality JRPGs, as well as everything else that we've mentioned in this video, contributing to the console's diverse library. Boom! Persona 5 absolutely rocks. I have memories with this game from years ago, man. Like, years ago. I remember talking with friends about it. Like, that's actually been a long time since I thought about that guy. These are some of the more defining games of the Nintendo Switch era. As we're saying goodbye to the Switch with the release of the Switch 2, we have to take a second and look back at all the land that we've traveled, how far we've come, and just how great things have been for the last several years. We don't want to take it for granted. The Switch era was special and will live in our hearts forever. While the Nintendo Switch will stick around, undoubtedly the Nintendo Switch 2 will basically take center stage and become the new thing, the new Switch 2 era, and kind of replace this one. But we're saying goodbye to something that has lived and affected all of us, even if you don't play Switch. Now, just to be absolutely clear, again, these are not the most popular games of the Switch. This is not the most, game units sold of the Switch or anything like that. These are some of the more defining games that tell the story of the Nintendo Switch and just how great this place really was, if that makes sense. Now, guys, as I promised, I have created a cover all by myself. I did the piano, I did literally all of this, of Beneath the Mask from Persona 5. So, let's see, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm just leave it off, let's go. Alright, let's do this thing. Have you been searching all along? Came facing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping at the real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a shapeshifter, I pose masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, what else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Well, what do you think? I'm not gonna lie, that was actually pretty cool. I plan on making all the music for my videos soon. It's just, it takes a long time to do that. It actually was easier to do this one than I was expecting, but hey. Again, I want to shout out to the algorithm. Thank you very much for this video idea and the help along the way, and many other fans. You guys came along in huge ways to build this video into something that was absolutely special. Check out all of their channels. And because you guys seem to be on a roll with good ideas lately, what are other things that you want to see me tackle? What are other things you want to see me do? And of course, we are all about community here on this channel, so leave a comment, talk about something random. I don't care if that's your dog, or if you, maybe the story of when you actually did capture the alien and force them to play games with you. That would be cool. Update me on that, please. Nevertheless, I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and remember, life is short. Play great games. I'm sure you know of Hollow Knight. Do you know the inspiring tale behind this game? The story of how this game was created and brought to life. How this world was imagined in the minds of two different people and was brought to our screens. After doing the research on said topic, I'm not gonna lie, I am surprised that there isn't a movie about this, because the ups and the downs